Might all end tomorrow, but as far as I'm concerned at the moment, I'm having a good time. I enjoy what I do, and I'm glad I took that risk. The biggest risk I took was to let go of a sort of a childhood dream and a determination and a passion that I had for acting, to pursue something that maybe I didn't believe in as much, or that I wasn't confident in as much, but to sort of make it work. And I think that a lot of the times people are so steadfast in their beliefs of what they want to do or how things should be, that they miss the opportunities sometimes to take that risk, to do something different, which might pay off. And I don't need to tell you, but most people watching this sort of video, they know that failure is possibly the most valuable thing you can put under your belt. Try something, fail, try something different, fail, try something different, succeed. You're not gonna succeed until you fail. Technology is something you've got to embrace, but technology is something you have to understand. And the biggest problem we have is technology is moving very, 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 very quickly. And in consumer form, it's been simplified for us in order to be able to use it in everyday life without a degree in, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and knowing everything there is to know about the internet. However, when it comes to using technology, I think people need to be a little bit more educated about what they're using and how they're using it. Does your fridge really need to be connected to the internet? What are you gaining from that? Well, I'm gaining the fact that it can tell me the weather, and it can tell me if I'm running low on milk, and it can automatically order things. It's like, great, okay, those are your benefits. What are your drawbacks? You don't know where that information's going. Other people may have access to that information. Your fridge can be hacked. There's lots of other things that you're giving up in order for those benefits. And I think that most of the time, when you sit people down and you explain to them, this is what you're gaining, but this is what you're potentially giving up, then more often than not, they'll make the wise decision to protect themselves, to protect their security. I'm not saying we should turn down technology, switch everything off to make ourselves more secure. Crime has been around for thousands of years without technology, so it isn't the tech that's enabling the crime. But we need to understand the very, very complex technology that we have in our hands on a daily basis. The way to protect yourself from being scammed is always to get educated, to understand the vulnerabilities of what you're using. So, I would say that understand everything around the product that you're using, what can possibly go wrong, and what needs to be done. We've heard about voicemail hacking, right? It was a big, big thing in the news. Well, why did that happen? Well, a lot of people didn't realize that all voicemail had default passwords. People wouldn't really set a password, and they would just leave it on the default. Well, then it was very, very easy for people to phone into your number, use that default password, get access to your voicemails. Okay, that's a basic misunderstanding of how you should be using that equipment. If you get something that allows you to set a password, set that password and make it a good password. We need to stop thinking about passwords and start thinking about passphrases. Nice big long phrase, don't bother changing alphabet to numerals or capitalization, doesn't really do much. String a long bunch of words together that you can remember, and you're going to be safe. But all those are small, simple measures, and it just comes from education. And the moment somebody offers you something and they tell you it's 100% secure, that's exactly the moment where you need to start being skeptical. Nothing is 100% secure. Gosh, that's a good question. I think it's almost impossible to predict digital transformations or which part of tech. A few years ago it was 3D TVs. Do you remember those? No one makes them anymore, right? But it was the big thing. So I think it's impossible to say what is going to be the tech of the future. I think a lot of people are saying that AI is coming. Of course it's coming. We're seeing the biggest sort of trend, I would say, is the digital assistant, right? We forget that digital assistants have been around for quite a long time. Siri's been around for quite a long time by now. But we're seeing the new generation, the smarter AI, the ability to interact without typing but just speaking. Whether that's going to be a success or not, I don't know. I'm not in the business of predicting the future. But what I do know is that tech will always be moving quicker than security will be moving. So the latest bit of tech, I can bet you bottom dollar that not enough thought has gone into how to make that secure, and more thought has gone into how do we get it out to the market and to the public as quick as we can. And they're all brilliant ideas, but I would urge a little bit of caution before you start filling your home with Alexas and Amazon Echoes and Google Home and Home Assistant and all those things. Think about what you're giving up in order to be able to set a timer whilst you're cooking.